morning, everybody. My name is Leslie Williams, and I am in San Diego, California. And I'm going to go ahead and fly right into the reason why I'm making this particular video. I'm making this particular video because what I want to do is I want to be able to make some statements right away concerning a place that I went yesterday, and then the place I went afterwards. And I haven't filtered through the audio files yet of the first place I went to, which was a church, to see if they had any community Bibles they could hand out. And you would not believe how that place tried to trap me into signing papers and to try and understand my living situation. While I was being gaslighted, you would not believe how I was being gaslighted by this place. Hang on a second. Gaslighting is a term that describes organized stalking, gang stalking, harassment. Now, I want to help you understand something in reference to a section of the sophisticated surveillance that they put under a target, so you can get a pictorial representation in your mind and in your understanding concerning how targets are set up, how targets are surveilled through sophisticated covert means. Okay, either and or technological or physical. Okay, and you can even use a person's cell phone and use it as a microphone, a GPS tracker, and activate and use the camera on it as well. You can also use a laptop computer as a GPS locator. You can use it as a listening device, because laptops have speakers, and that can be converted into a microphone. Because when you're talking on your cell phone or your regular landline phone, you're basically doing nothing but talking into a speaker. It's just acting as a receiver or a transmitter. Anyways, my name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California. And these following statements are going to give you a general idea. Well, they're going to give you actually a detailed idea concerning how they can place targets under sophisticated intelligence surveillance in order to be able to craft harassment that is psychologically undermining of a target, and possibly even the viewers of a target's blogs and videos. And I'm just going to go ahead and fly right into it, okay? Just give me a second. I'm going to catch my breath because I got bad circulation today, and my socks are distracting me. My legs are distracting me. And anyways, I want to light my cigarette. I apologize for smoking on my videos, but and I'm actually thinking about stopping these. Can you believe that? Yeah, which is a good thing. Now, in order to be able to help you understand how I had developed methods in deconstructing the mysticism and the psychological operations and the confusion and the deceit that is behind just a section of these expeditions, is to inform you about the strategies I developed, and as a result of experience and as a result of educated knowledge from research on the internet. And I'm talking about research, or people's research that have done research at the PhD level and have even wrote books about this crime. Okay? Now, as a result of being a target of this crime and a victim of it and an activist concerning it, I have developed strategies in order to be able to not only deconstruct the... hang on just 1 second, please. I have developed my own strategies to not only... sorry about this. Just hang on 1 more second. Should have had this set up better, but I didn't think I was going to move this until after I started talking. I have developed my own strategies and methods in reference to not only catching these crimes happening to me, around me, concerning me, but I've also developed understanding as a result of the experience and the educated knowledge concerning these crimes and how they operate, who's involved, and the following statements in part are going to be concerning how they are able to craft the harassment in such a synchronized fashion for a target to experience along all the routes, and how they're able to put these physical people they use for the day to be along a target's route, even routes that the target's entering. okay, by people who are already at that place the target's going to. So let me help you understand what they do. Hang on, I gotta get rid of this lead that fell in my tent, and to position my tape a little bit better, my video camera. Now, what I do every morning is I make video files, and I've mentioned this in numerous video files of mine, but it needs to be mentioned again because it relates to the follow-up statements, okay, concerning these matters. What I do every morning when I wake, before I leave, I'm hiking in California, I'm trying to save for a mobile home, and they do, all you got to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking and or gang stalking, and research the factual reality that one of the things that happens to practically every single target is that homelessness is created by them covertly by getting property owners and landlords on board, postal employees on board to steal or delay your rent, and how they'll even go as far as soliciting harassment for you to experience by tenants that either live above you, below you, or next to you, or how they will literally even go as far as renting apartments above you, below you, or next to you. And all of that can be Googled. In fact, all of that in reference to them renting apartments adjacent to targets is even mentioned in this book, An Invisible Crime. And organized stalking is mentioned throughout this entire book because this book is written about organized stalking and the technological resources and capabilities of these expeditions. And as far as gang stalking occurring at the post office in reference to how the services at the post office can be used for gang stalking and how they'll even gang stalk a fellow employee, postal employee, is to look at this book, Gang Stalking at the Post Office, to see that it's actually happening. Now, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and one of the reasons why they're able to use plausible deniability concerning their crimes, their overt harassment, staged assaults, falsified police reports, falsified arrests, petitioning a target deliberately and intentionally, illegally, into county mental health. They'll even have a target gang stalk in a hospital as they're dying of cancer, and usually sometimes even cancer that it was brought about for that target's body to have, okay, and die from as a result of the technological resources that are utilized against a target, and those are called directed energy weapons. And that can be Googled, and you can go to the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance and look on the bottom of the very bottom of their homepage. There's 3 PDF links. One is remote neural monitoring, the other one is remote behavioral influencing technology, and the other one is directed energy weapons. And that website is supposed to be dedicated for organized stalking, gang stalking targets, and for informative purposes for the public, so they can become more educated concerning these crimes. So they will go as far as having a target harassed using gang stalking harassment techniques in jail, hospitals, psychiatric floors, prisons. Everywhere a target goes, their motel room, their apartment, where they're hiking at work, at any business they go to, any library they go to, any university they go to, flat out harassed everywhere they go in the same exact way, okay, along all the routes, everywhere they go, for the whole time duration they spent at every place they go, every day, including if you're hiking and then you try to get a moment of peace at your hiking area, they'll ride by on their bikes or jog by and say gang stalking, just to remind you that they're there. You know what they've even done, flat out, okay? And the only way that well, I'm not even going to mention that right now, because then I have to go off into sub-issues, and that's not what this video is about. This video is about is to help you understand how they can craft some of the harassment, so my fellow targets can deconstruct what's happening to them as a result of them knowing how it's being orchestrated, and so the public can understand how this craft harassment can be synchronized, along with how fellow targets can understand how it's being synchronized. Now, you can go to YouTube and type in John Hall Satellite Terrorism and listen to every single one of his videos, okay? And whatever he says that you don't understand, or whoever might be interviewing him, like Project Camelot talks about other issues that might seem out of the realm of normal topics, you know, or regular, community-based topics. Don't dismiss what John Hall says, and take that to heart, please. Now, I've already undeniably proven this crime's happening to me, and if you've witnessed some of that proof that's online, which everything that's online concerning me is pretty much almost proof, except for the blogs. Well, even some of the blogs are proof because they have videos in it. let me just put it to you this way. Everything that John Hall states is the truth. Okay? As far as I know it is. And everything that he states, okay, in reference to what he's talking about concerning gang stalking, other targeted individuals are expressing it that it's happening to them in that way online as well. So, here's the thing concerning, and he talks about how they, hang on a second, check this out. Can you believe that? Get down from there. Get down. He's eating my birdie's food. I gotta get him out of there though because he's eating all my birdie's food. Sorry about this, guys. Alright, now get down there. Well, now I gotta figure out how to keep him out of there. That's my baby squirrel I feed every morning. You know, because that bird feeder is dedicated for the birds, not for the squirrels. Now I'm gonna have to figure out a way to keep them out of there because they'll eat my birds out of house and home. Alright, so anyway, sorry about the distraction. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get into the point of this video. I mentioned John Hall because John Hall talks about how they'll break into targets' homes, apartment, motel rooms, and cars, okay, and RVs, and even hiking area, and set up hidden digital tape recorders that are voice activated, other hidden microphone and devices that can tape anything you're saying or doing in the privacy of these places, and hidden video cameras. Okay, so when you look at the factual reality that these people will go as far as literally setting up these little miniature voice recorders, voice activated recorders, and hidden video cameras inside of the plywall of your closet door or apartment door or home door. Or how they'll set up little video cameras on the back side of the inside of your mirror that's on your bathroom medicine cabinet. Or any other mirror that you have in your home. Because they want to be able to see what you're doing and hear what you're doing. They can use my cell phone and use it as a microphone, a camera, and a GPS tracker. Okay, because these guys know what they're doing. Organized crime wants to make sure that they can gain as much information about who you are, what you've done in your past, what you're currently doing online in the privacy of your home, because in part this information is used as a benefit threat assessment, how they can benefit from the information they're surveilling, or if the information they're surveilling is a threat to them. Hang on. And if you extensively research organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, you'll clearly see that they constantly break into a target's home, or apartment, or motel room, or car. Yeah, even into their personal belongings at a hiking area or where they work at. Okay? Now, so now that you have got those descriptions, and then once you research those descriptions, you'll be able to see that I'm telling you the truth, and we can take that information and see how they can even know possibly the statements I'm making right now. So if I make audio files right before I leave stating I'm getting ready to get up and go, and I say today's date, and because I'll make audio files practically about whenever I'm getting ready to change one environment to another, I'll say I'm leaving here, let's see if anybody approaches me as I'm leaving here, or if anybody harasses me as I'm leaving here, or preparing to leave here. If they're using my cell phone as a microphone, they're hearing that. And then that's how they could stage the harassment for me to experience as soon as I leave here. Like having cars go by me with their headlights on, specific types of cars, like white cars, white vans, white trucks. Okay, so here's one of the main things that I made this video concerning. Every morning before I leave this specific area, I get out my video camera, the one I'm talking into right now, and I'll make prediction videos concerning what I might experience along my routes on any given day. Okay? And as a result, and the two squirrels are fighting over a piece of bread. And as a result of me making this video prediction, in the video prediction itself, okay. And as a result, in these video predictions, I'll state at least let's see if I hear gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalker, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalking, oh my god, crazy, weird. And another word that is actually a phrase, it can be maybe considered as a phrase, it's actually a two-word. You know how you can listen to the word butthead? Okay, well they're also using another word that's got two words put together like butthead would be, okay? And those words start with C and H, okay? And that word does not apply to me or anything that I am involved in, but they know I know what it means, okay? And it actually relates to, or let me just put it to you this way, it doesn't relate to Michigan. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and I will expose what that word means one day, because it was actually used around me as soon as I walked into the district attorney's office on February 20th, 2013, before the individual came out that they decided to use for that day to talk to me. So anyways, I'll make a video before I leave this environment, stating, if I don't state where I'm going specifically, I'll at least state, my name is Leslie Williams. I'll show a video picture of my cell phone which shows the date and time, and then I'll say, let's see if I hear gang stalking, gang stalker, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalking, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalker, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalker, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalking, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalker, oh my god, said around me either separately, back to back, or just like that way that I just stated. Along any of my routes today is what I'll say in the video prediction. And this video prediction shows that my cell phone, which shows the date and the time. Okay? Now, as a result of it showing the date and time and the factual reality that this tape recorder is running on me, on my person, attached to a pouch on my undergarments on my chest with the microphone right below the neck collar. Okay? It picks up anything and everything that's going on in my environment. Okay? Anything and everything. Okay? I'm watching this baby squirrel right now eat about 2 feet away from my tent. Hi, baby. You little munchkin. You wouldn't believe how cute these squirrels are. Anyway, it's a baby squirrel. And then I'll state, let's see if it's caught along any of my routes. Sometimes I'll say specifically where I'm going, but I'll at least say, let's see if this is caught along any of my routes. Okay, or I'll say, let's see if it's caught at CBS, Rouse, any library. Or I'll just say, let's see if it's caught along any of my routes. I then shut the actual video down from recording, and then I'll leave here. Okay? And then with the tape recorder running along all of my routes, if it's said, especially in that way, or if those words are just said separately, okay, with a few second time period in between before they say it again, okay, if it's said periodically or back to back like that together at all, at any time, even if it's only done once, okay, either back to back or separately, even if it's only done once at one location, it'll show that I was stalked to these locations in order for them to do that. But here's the thing. After I stop making those prediction videos, I leave from this area where the video prediction was made at. And then I walk from here and go to a bus stop. I actually ride my bike. I walk my bike half the way and then I ride it the rest of the way to a bus stop. And I'm going to say right now what that bus stop is, but it's a bus route I've been taking pretty much regularly up until right before I bought my computer. And then I've been just hanging around over at UCSD in the Price Center. So what I've been doing is after I make these video predictions, I leave here and go directly to a bus stop, okay? And then I stand there and wait for the bus. The bus arrives, I put my bike on the bike rack on the front of the bus, get on the bus, tap my bus card, okay, so my bus fare can be paid for. I sit down, and that tactic is heard by me and being recorded as it's being heard by me by individuals who are already on the bus. So let's take a look at this. How did they know that I left here when I did in order to put those people on those bus routes? Because it happened on several occasions, okay? How did they know? In fact, it's been happening every time I get on a bus by people who are already on the bus. I just didn't... Again, the squirrel's up there again. Hang on. Watch this. You better get down from there. I'm gonna get you. Anyways, this is to get my bird food from my bird feeder. So you got to look at this. How is that possible? Okay, Now I have undisputable proof that this is a fact. Undisputable proof that this is a fact. Because when I leave here, I have running digital audio files of me leaving here, and then once I get out of this area, I'll stop that audio file and start a new one immediately. Okay, and then that file is dedicated to, and it'll show you that the video, because I also see when I'm making my video predictions, which state, let's see what I hear along my routes today. This tape recorder is running as that video prediction is being made. So the verbal statements that are made on the video are also being caught on this digital tape recorder. Then when I stop that video in reference to the recording of it, I'll stop that audio file. Then I start a new one, and I state, I'm getting ready to leave here. Let's see if anybody harasses me. I'm on my way out of here. I then leave this area, and once I am out of this area, the physical location of where this area is at, I'll stop and start another one. Now, the beginning and the ending of these particular separate audio files are back-to-back in reference to its time period. Okay? So anybody would automatically be able to see that I left from here after I started a new audio file after I taped the verbal statements of the video file. Then the next audio file was started in reference to me stopping making that video, starting a new one, and then leaving here, that audio file being dedicated to that purpose. Then once I left this actual physical area, once I actually was physically left from it, I'd start a new one. And then that audio file would be dedicated to me making personal statements about what I was going to, again, experience along my routes. Another audio file that's basically stating the same thing as I'm walking to the bus stop. So the time duration in reference to the sequence of time is back-to-back, which would basically show it's basically one long audio file just sectioned out in different time periods because they're separate. They end up being separate audio files. So it literally shows this same time span that's back-to-back, okay? So when I'm walking to the bus stop, that's a one long running audio file, okay? And what I eventually try to do, and what I usually try to do is keep it one long audio file until it's caught on the bus in reference to me starting a beginning one once I left this area and until the bus arrives and I get on it and it being caught, and then I'll stop it. But sometimes if I have a long wait at the bus stop, all depending on what time I leave for the day, I might get to the bus stop, wait a while, make some personal statements, and then I'll say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start a new audio file, and then and at the end of that audio file, I'll state that I'm still at the bus stop, what bus number I'm waiting for, and let's see if I hear gang stalking, oh my god, we're crazy, gang stalking, oh my god, on this once I get there, once it gets here, and then I'll state I'm getting ready to start a new audio file, and at the beginning of that audio file, I'll make statements about the fact that I'm at the bus stop and the bus hasn't arrived yet, and you'll be able to see that those time durations are sequenced in reference to when that first audio file that was recording stopped, because it had a starting time and then a stopping time in reference to the length of that file. Once it was stopped and another one began, you'll be able to see that the time sequences are back-to-back, okay? So it would still show that I was at the bus stop waiting for the bus. Then once the bus arrives and I put my bike on it, then board it, and then sit down, and it shows that people were already put on that bus to be on that bus, the bus stop, and so they would be on that bus to be on it, so when I got on it, I'd hear it by them. Because this one particular, especially this one particular bus route that I'm talking about, has no other bus stops before it gets to Old Town once it picks me up, okay? So in other words, they wouldn't be able to put anybody else on that bus before Old Town in reference to when I got on it. But what's the point here? The point here is this, is that how did they know I arrived at that bus stop in order to put these people on that bus route? How did they know? Was it having people that were waiting for the bus stop across the street, saw me, got on their cell phone and said she's here, but she's waiting at this bus stop instead of the one the one they're at, which would mean the one I'm at, since they're communicating on their cell phones, text messaging? Is that how it's being done? Really? Well, since the fact that this has been done over, I'd say at least 100 times, that's too obvious, because it's been done in reference to me going to bus stops where there was no other person waiting at bus stops across the street, because of where I was catching the bus routes at and where those bus stops at were for that bus route at on specific days, like early on a Sunday morning. Yeah, when people are still waking up or enjoying their kids and making pancakes, okay, where I was literally the only one standing in that total area, okay. So what we got to understand here is that and you also got to look at it this way too. How many people that are actual syndicated members would be at bus stops right across the street from the one I'm at in order for them to get on the phone and state she's on this bus, and also in order for them to place people on this bus route. Because this particular bus route, some of their main stops are right before UCSD, okay? And when they get to when they get to the this particular bus route, it ends at the Veterans Hospital, and then it turns back around and goes back to Old Town, coming from Old Town, going to the Veterans Hospital. So they either would have to put people from way over from Old Town on the bus, because once it leaves Old Town, it has no other stop until it gets to UCSD. Then it gets to UCSD and goes to the VA hospital, and then turns around and goes back to Old Town. And there's only like 1-2 bus stops for this dedicated bus route from the VA to UCSD, then to the bus stop where it picks me up at, and then Old Town's the next one. And there's no bus stops in between. So you see what I'm saying? They would have to place these people either at Old Town to be on the bus, or at UCSD to get on the bus there, or at the VA, or at UCSD once it circles back around from the VA and then makes one more stop at UCSD, coming back in the other direction. So it literally shows you that the people they're getting to harass me are either getting on at Old Town, the VA, or UCSD, pertaining to this particular bus route. Yeah. Now I know a few of them have been put on the bus from the VAs, because I could tell that they had veterans hats on in reference to what war they were involved in. I've seen a couple of them that literally have said VA hospital, and you can tell that they're older people that are not students, in wheelchairs and stuff like that. And there's a lot of VA people that are going over to the VA that are in wheelchairs. Yeah. And I highly doubt that they're synchronizing people, because if you catch the bus from Old Town and then come in this area, you're either getting off at UCSD or the VA. So anybody that would be on that bus from Old Town would have already gotten off it by the time they passed me by and then circled back around in order to pick me up. So they're getting on it either from UCSD, okay, or the VA. Yeah. For them to be on the bus before I even boarded, so once I get on the bus, I hear them say it. And since it's happened at least 40 times on this particular bus route, that shows you that this shit's being orchestrated from this end in La Jolla. Alright, my name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this audio file. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm recording right now, because I try to even record my statements of my videos that I make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop what I'm saying really fast, and I'm going to show you how this same method was caught yesterday at Vons. When I went there and I literally made my purchase at 4:09 p.m. And I'm going to show you the receipt. And let's see what we got here. Got to find the, let's see, I got it written down. It's file number 58. It's right here. Now I want you to listen how cleverly GangStalk is said in the background. It's me standing right outside the door after I made my purchases, walked out with the cart where my bike was literally locked up right on the rail that was right outside the exit door of Vons, and the checkout lane that I came out of was directly vertical to where my bike was locked up at once you walked right outside the door, and the door was 3 feet away from the checkout lane. Now I want you to hear how you hear GangStalking being said, but first I'm going to show you the receipt. I can't show you the purchase because it's a gift card and it's got a code on it. So I'll just show you the fact that it's Vons over by where the Rock Church is at. Okay. And it's off of bus route 28, 6/03/2013 at 16:09, which means 4:09 p.m. Okay. And these are the purchases, and the beans I bought. Okay. You can see that I bought a bag of beans, hopefully, because this is a little bit crumpled.